Hello everyone, and welcome back to our channel. It is wonderful to have you with us today as we dive into one of the most powerful and relatable stories from the Gospels. We're going to talk about a moment that reveals so much about faith, fear, and the incredible power of Jesus. It's the story of Jesus calming the storm. Imagine this scene. You're out on the Sea of Galilee with your friends. Jesus, who has just finished a long day of teaching, is exhausted and fast asleep in the back of the boat. The sky is clear, the water is calm, and everything feels peaceful. But then, things change, dramatically. The Gospels of Matthew, Mark, and Luke all recount this event. A furious storm suddenly descends upon the lake. The wind howls, and massive waves crash over the sides of the boat, threatening to swamp it. These weren't just any men in the boat. Many of them were seasoned fishermen. They knew this sea like the back of their hands. They had weathered storms before, but this one was different. This was a storm that terrified even them. They were fighting for their lives, bailing out water, struggling with the sails, but the storm was just too strong. They were losing the battle. And where is Jesus in all of this? He's asleep. Can you imagine their panic? The waves are crashing. The boat is filling with water, and their teacher, the one they left everything to follow, is sleeping peacefully. In their desperation, they wake him up, crying out, "Teacher, don't you care if we drown?" This question is so raw and so human, isn't it? Don't you care? How many times have we felt that way in the storms of our own lives? When we're facing a health crisis, a financial struggle, a broken relationship, or overwhelming anxiety, we might look around and wonder, "God, where are you? Don't you see what I'm going through? Don't you care?" It's a cry from a place of deep fear and doubt, a feeling that we've been abandoned in our moment of greatest need. Jesus wakes up. He doesn't panic. He doesn't even seem startled. He simply stands up, looks at the raging chaos around him, and speaks. He rebukes the wind and says to the waves, "Quiet, be still." And in an instant, everything changes. The wind dies down, and the sea becomes completely calm. The violent chaos is replaced by an eerie, profound silence. The power in his words is absolute. The disciples are left in stunned silence. Their fear of the storm is immediately replaced by a different kind of feeling, awe. They turn to each other and ask, "Who is this?" Even the wind and the waves obey him. They had seen him heal the sick and teach with authority, but this was something else entirely. This was a demonstration of power over the very fabric of creation. They thought they knew Jesus, but this moment revealed a dimension to his identity they hadn't grasped before. He wasn't just a great teacher or a prophet. He was the Lord over nature itself. After calming the storm, Jesus turns to his disciples and asks them a very pointed question. Why are you so afraid? Do you still have no faith? This question isn't a scolding, it's an invitation. It's an invitation to look beyond the immediate circumstances, beyond the wind and the waves, and to see who is in the boat with them. He's teaching them and us a vital lesson. The presence of Jesus in our boat doesn't mean we won't face storms. In fact, sometimes the storms hit precisely because we are following him. But his presence does mean we have a source of peace and power that is greater than any storm. Let's think about the storms in our own lives. They might not be literal wind and waves, but they can feel just as threatening. The storm of uncertainty, the storm of grief, the storm of failure. In those moments, it's so easy to focus on the size of the waves and forget who is with us. Our fear screams louder than our faith. We try to bail out the water on our own, relying on our own strength and experience, just like the disciples did. And just like them, we eventually realize we're sinking. That's the moment we need to remember to wake Jesus. Not that he is ever truly asleep or unaware of our struggles, but we need to consciously turn to him. It's about shifting our focus from the problem to the problem solver. It's crying out, not in despair that he doesn't care, but in faith that he does. It's saying, Lord, I can't handle this storm, but I know you can. This story teaches us that faith isn't the absence of fear. The disciples were terrified, and that was a natural human reaction. Faith is what we do in the midst of our fear. Do we let it paralyze us, or do we let it drive us to Jesus? True faith is trusting in God's power and character, even when our circumstances are screaming the opposite. It tests believing that the one who can command the wind and waves to be still can also bring peace to our troubled hearts and order to our chaotic lives. The disciples' question, "Who is this?" is a question we all must answer for ourselves. Is Jesus just a historical figure, a good moral teacher? Or is he the Son of God, the Lord of all creation, who has authority over every storm, both literal and metaphorical? When we truly begin to understand who he is, our perspective on our problems begins to change. The storms don't necessarily disappear instantly, but our fear can be replaced by a deep-seated peace that comes from knowing the Master of the sea is with us. So, what storm are you facing today? Whatever it is, I want to encourage you. Jesus is in the boat with you. You might feel like he's asleep, that he's distant or uncaring, but he is present. Turn to him. Call out to him. Shift your focus from the raging storm to the one who commands the storm. Let your fear drive you to a deeper faith, trusting that his power is greater than anything you face. He can speak peace to your situation, just as he spoke peace to the Sea of Galilee. The same Jesus who calmed that storm 2,000 years ago is the same Jesus who wants to bring peace to your heart today. Trust him. Thank you so much for joining me for this reflection. I hope this story encourages you and strengthens your faith. If this message resonated with you, please give this video a like and consider subscribing to our channel for more content like this. We'd love to have you as part of our community. Until next time, may you find peace in the midst of your storms.